Mm-hmm.
Yeah, AEW is going to be starting house shows and very soon, March 18th. I think they advertised on the show tonight. And they're going to be selected weekends, they said, with an intimate experience with your top AEW stars, whatever that means. They had Moxley and Britt Baker and I think Jericho on the poster. That doesn't necessarily mean those people are all going to be there.
Card subject to change.
Exactly. but I think like my idea was, I mean, I think what you can do is you can kind of do what New Japan does and book a bunch of like 6 and 8 person matches with the top stars. So, like it's not hard for these top stars, but the fans that are paying to see these shows get to see Moxley, get to see Danielson, get to see Jericho, but you're not wasting big singles matches on a house show. And then maybe on the undercard, you can have your Lee Moriarty's and your Wheeler Yutas and your Daniel Garcias and like all your younger guys having long competitive matches against each other. And, and so you'll serve two purposes. And then AEW can go and they can hold like meet and greets and merch and stuff, and they can make some money that way. I think, like, I don't know that these shows are going to make money, but I think they can build some brand loyalty maybe in some of these smaller markets.
If it's not going to make money, you shouldn't do it. I'm going to be honest with you because they're losing so much money in the other realms. I don't know if this company's profitable yet.
I mean, they say
the TV deal, I would assume would be, but yeah, I mean, you have a lot of talent that needs time in the ring and needs to learn longer matches. It's interesting because some of your stars' best assets is the fact that they don't do long matches. So that's going to be interesting too. I like the idea of, a bunch of young guys and then a main event, kind of like a TV taping from Dorton circa the late 80s. I'm fine with that. And I like
a BCC against the Jericho Appreciation Society in like an 8-man tag.
And I like the company goodwill. I like the meet and greet ideas. I like the going in and trying to become, for lack of a better term, the people's company. I think that's a smart strategy versus, say, the standoffishness of the Twin Towers in Stamford. I just, it's one of those things where it's like a lot of these kids who weren't doing matches on the indies, they have the check, they have the bag. It's going to be one of those things. Do they want to get better? Do they just want to go out there and do the minimum, kind of thing? I mean, you have all your indie road warriors on there. I'm not talking about them.
Yeah, I know.
I'm talking about the Anna Jays of the world. I'm talking about, to some aspect, Jungle Boy, because Jungle Boy hadn't done a lot of indies. He's done a few. Yeah, Wardlow, Parker Boudreaux.
Yeah.
All of the baddies.
Yeah.
So
Layla's out there.
Layla does OVW. Yeah. And good for her. She's still training. I get that. But I mean, you have a lot of people who just aren't ready for prime time who get on AEW TV in one way or another, either the YouTubes. I mean, you have you have the two YouTube shows. You have Rampage. You're going to have Ring of Honor. You're going to have AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like, I'm waiting for them to figure out that they can adjust their product that they're putting on the YouTube shows to do this sort of thing. But if it'll take the house shows to do it in front of a live crowd, if they can get the crowds with this much product out there, more power to them. But I think it might be one of those things where they've oversaturated the market. And look, I don't know. WWE's strategy on house shows right now is they go to smaller C venues, so to speak, because, hey, these hicks here only get to watch us on the TV box, and now they can see them live, type of a thing. There's a bit of a dismissive quality to where they do house shows now.
Well, that seems to be what AEW is going to be doing.
Yeah, and there's an opportunity there though to make it mean something too. It's one of those things where it's like, well, WWE house show attendance is way down because they know nothing of value is going to happen at those house shows. So why pay the money just to see a star?
Yeah, and the same thing will be with
the
AEW.
upper deck. Yeah.
And the same thing will be in AEW. Like, we're not going to get any titles changing hands, I don't think.
No. But that would be something I would employ once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. And film everything, because eventually you're going to have a streaming
film angles on these shows. Definitely.
Yeah, and you know, and I do, like I said, I do see that there's a purpose for it if they do everything right, and you know, and if they do the meet and greets, like they can even make some money on these shows. Like these
Yeah.
fans will pay money. I went to an Impact taping a couple weeks ago. I think I talked about it on the show last week, and after the show, I mean, they had a meet and greet to meet Deonna Purrazzo and the Death Dolls, which is Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary and Jessica Havoc, and they
Right.
were charging $40 for each one, and they had a lineup almost out the door.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that kind of,
so for AEW, like they could probably charge 100 and have 3 times as many people wanting
yeah,
to pay it.
that's fine. But what you have to do is you have to make the live aspect of it all worth it.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
it's not worth it, then the declining it, you know, you'll get the wrestling fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah.
See,
I mean,
think
you're already not able to sell out your arenas for Dynamite, though. That's the weird thing to me. I mean,
Yeah,
do you want half?
yeah.
I mean, how small are these arenas going to be for these house shows? Are we going to be doing like VFW halls or something? No, I don't
Probably
think
like
so.
1,000 to 1,500 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's my guess. I think, okay, so this isn't competition for WWE. This is competition for
For
the indies. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
For
They're
like Defy and
not
for,
only are they
promote.
taking the money from the people that they would normally spend on indies, they're also taking the product,
Yes.
because the workers that would be going out to do a show on a Saturday for Defy, for GCW, for you know, Northeast Wrestling, they're now going to be doing it for AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And that's and it's going to hurt, because now those companies can't bring in the AEW stars because they're going to be maybe doing house shows. So, you know, like this isn't a shot at WWE. This is a shot at the indies.
I don't know if it's a shot, because
Not a shot, but
they're gonna work hand in hand. They're gonna,
Yeah.
hey, PWG, when's your next big card? Okay,
Yeah.
let's not do a show on that weekend, because as you said, it's limited stuff. So
Yeah.
the limited gives it much more demand in terms of hey, these are rare things. I'll be able to go to them. type of a thing.
PWG, yeah, but you know what? Maybe not Northeast Wrestling. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. You know, Booker T's promotion. Maybe not Defy. You know, like companies that are used to using these AEW talents maybe aren't going to be able to anymore. Yeah, the PWGs, they're going to let them go to PWG.
I don't see Tony doing that. I see Tony being diplomatic and going, okay, when are your shows? Okay, cool.
Oh, well, okay, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, but I think it's interesting, and I'm surprised that it's starting as soon as it is. Honestly,
I am too. That's
yeah.
very
It's like 6
interesting.
weeks, 7
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah.